So, what is the Farang tax? Okay, yeah, we have to laugh at this one too. The Farang tax in Thailand is just because you're from a different country, they're going to charge you more to do certain things. Okay, for example, if you go to certain national parks, if you try to jump in a taxi, or all of, even when you go to some markets and so on, people see you when you scream Farang, you scream foreigner, you scream tourist, just by the way how you dress and act and everything. Then, human nature being what it is, people are going to try to charge you more money, and most of the times they do get away with it. For example, if you go to Chatuchak Market here in Bangkok, it's a bit more expensive than a lot of other markets that sell the same thing in other parts of Thailand. So, what can you do about it? First of all, let's get this out of the way. This kind of tourist tax happens in many other countries. Like, seriously, I mean, I'm Jamaican, for example, and my daughter was born in the USA. She has a American accent, okay, unlike me. And I remember we took a trip to Jamaica, and she was going to one of the national parks, and they heard her speak, and she had to pay double what I was paying. Okay. Oh, it was kind of weird. So when we went to the other place afterwards, like we left this one place, it was the Dunsmuir Falls in Ocherius, and then we went to somewhere else, which is another tourist place. I said to her, just be quiet, don't say anything. And I used my best Jamaican accent, and I got the price for both of us. Okay. So yeah, I've seen this in Bali. I've seen this in the Philippines. I've seen this in Cambodia, of course. I've seen this in other countries. Really, I've seen this in other countries. Actually, if I remember correctly, I've seen this in the USA. Okay, where certain places, American citizens get a lower price for certain touristic kind of activities than foreigners. I mean, come on. It happens everywhere. So this is not something that is unique to Thailand at all. I remember us talking about this in the comments, and some people were talking about other countries where this was happening too. So this is not something that is strange or anything like that. It's nothing unique to Thailand. So how can you get around all of this? Don't scream tourists so much. Here, what I would say is this: if you're if you're going to one of these places, normally, yeah, you're tempted to just wear your shorts and a nice T-shirt and dress like a foreigner, walk like a foreigner, everything. Just try to dress normally. If you're going to one of these things and you're concerned to pay the 10 or 20 or 50 baht or 100 baht more, it's usually not that much, okay? Don't dress so overtly with your elephant pants and all of this stuff like a tourist. And you're not going to get that. You're not going to get that happening to you. Also, a very good way to get around it is to speak a few words in Thai, not just Saudi Arab, but also learn some numbers and all of that stuff. Okay. Just ask what is the price in Thai. We'll actually give you the right price. Okay. Instead of saying how much you say Torai Kab. And people say, oh, he knows Thai, so I'm not going to. And then you'll get a lower price. Also, when you're going in a taxi, and unless you're desperate, you're like, there's no taxis available and it's a storm unless you're going in a taxi and the person doesn't want to put on the meter, just step back out of the taxi immediately. Don't argue with the driver, nothing, just person says, oh, you're going to a place and the price is always like 50, 60 baht to go there. And the person says, oh, 150 baht. And he covers up the meter with his hand. That's what they normally do. So you just, oh, sorry. And you back out of the taxi, close the door, walk away and wait for the next taxi. There's always another taxi coming shortly. Okay. And you'll get a taxi that will put on the meter. It's not worth arguing about at all. Okay. So those are two ways that you can get around it. Learn a few words in Thai when you go into the marketplace. Smile with people, be friendly. and know some numbers in Thai, ask for the price in Thai. Those are things that you can learn, practice in your conduct before you go out. Very easy to remember words and so on. The worst thing that could happen is that you speak those few words and then people think that you speak Thai, and then they'll start a conversation with you in Thai, and then you're like, oh, you can't go any further. So, yeah, those are the ways you can get around the Farang tax. You can't really get around the Farang tax, ironically, in government places because they want to see some ID. So you're going to show like your passport or something like that, and then you can get away with paying the fee that Thai residents pay. In certain cases, if you have a long-term visa in Thailand, you may not be subject to the Farang tax if you have some kind of like a Thai driver's license or something like that. That's another way to get around some of the issues in the national parks and so on. But otherwise, the Farang tax is usually not that much of a big deal. I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not something that is unique to Thailand. So don't go around saying that, oh my God, I hate Thailand because they have the Farang tax. You just don't like being called Farang. That's what it is, okay? But it's something that is quite common around the world, and people always try to get money out of foreigners. So, what can you do?